Evening all, and welcome to episode 108 of Kerbalism. Now, I have been driving around Duna with my rover. It's over here, pretty much the other side of the planet right now. But I've had to kind of stop that because I received a lovely warning saying my Duna refinery is out of food. If I look here, it is. They are completely dead of food. Oh no. Well, I got a warning saying they had run out of food and they had like 2 minutes of water left. Apparently when I come here they got 2 hours. But still, that's not really enough to survive. So, yeah. We're going to have to send these off to our... that thing, what's it called? Colony ship, that's the one. It's kind of past us, but it doesn't matter because we kind of need to go sort of now. So... it's time to return. Let's take Bill out. Bill can come. Oh, Bill, what are you doing? Bill's going nuts. Okay. So we will unplug the plane and fly ourselves back up to our destination. Let's unlink that. Go. I don't know whether anything's going to carry on being of any use here whilst we have no engineers here. I know obviously it's not going to produce any rocket parts, but that's not really a big problem. How many have we got in the end? Let's have a look, see here. What did we get? We got fuel. No, this one here. We've got 4,000 rocket parts, which we need a lot more. We need a lot more than that. But I've only been about 2 days travelling, I think. So yeah. Right. So first and foremost, we want to turn the brakes off. Enable those 2 engines. Once again, suffering with a really terrible frame rate. Something is moving. Is that us moving? Or... no, we're staying still. The base is doing its sliding trick again. Okay. Well, whatever. So, we just need to take off. I think I'm going to wait for that to come round. And then we'll take off and intercept it. Actually, I've kind of changed my mind. We're not going to wait for it to come around to intercept it. We're just going to go for it sort of now. We do have about 2 hours of food and water and what else left. But I think we'll be okay. I've just managed to smash off the front wing for this for some strange reason. I don't know how I did that and not took the landing gear out, but I did. So, really going to help with our aerodynamics. But yeah, we're yeah, flying away. It's amazing. As soon as you get away from there, the frame rate becomes wonderful again. So yeah. We obviously need to head 90 degrees. Get our nose up. Not being very responsive, this plane, for some reason. It's flailing around a bit. I think I need to redesign these sort of things. I need to build a vertical landing and takeoff. That's going to be better than an actual plane. Although the planes can come down quite nicely and glide in. Can't say my gliding has been fantastic, as you've seen. We overshoot our mark and do weird things, although we do come down and just smack the end off, but yeah. But I think we'll be alright. Target. We will chase it down and get a crew report whilst we're at it. Okay, we can transmit that back. I could get an EVA report. I don't think I want to do that. change our trajectory here because I'm off shooting. Yes, so I will take all these back to the station and then probably go back to our rover and carry on driving that round, and then we'll look at trying to bring some more Kerbals down or try and figure out some other bits and pieces, because we still need to build this base. And here we are on a very quick approach to our station, because we run out of food and water and everything. I've got about an hour of oxygen left, so yeah, we need to kind of dock with this fairly quickly. I'm not using MechJeb to dock with this because, honest with you, I've not really had a lot of luck with MechJeb. Well, I'm not quite sure what it does. It's the same sort of principle as what's happening here. I point at the target, but MechJeb goes, and even the thing here just goes, no, we're not going to point at the target, we're going to point slightly above it, or below it. Not the way you were expecting at all. So, yeah. Which is annoying. And I'm not sure what I think it might be the OPT spaceplane plot. I think I've heard this before. Maybe repeating myself, so sorry if I am, but I seem to have it every time I'm using a cockpit from the OPT. MechJeb just doesn't like it. I don't know, it just doesn't. Oh, yes, cool. And hopefully that should be enough. There, we're very close. Come on. Turn off that and see whether the magnets can pull us in. Yeah, as I said, it's a weird thing. I don't know if it is just MechJeb being MechJeb, or whether it's a mix and incompatibility with it. I don't think it would be an incompatibility with it, because I don't see how the spaceplane parts would be any different to a standard pod. But it may just be the amount of different mods that I've got all adding up, because you know, each one overwrites a config file somewhere, and something doesn't work with something else. You get weird things. Mods can interact in ways with each other that you wouldn't think. Two mods that don't do anything change, say, a solar panel, could affect a solar panel because of the way you interact with the game. It's odd. But right, we're home. We're not home, but we're here, and we have food and what the hell? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 15 million years worth of ammonia. Awesome. That's useful. Yeah. So I think I'm going to leave my Kerbals up here for the minute, and we shall return to our science rover, which is just underneath here, and that needs to start driving before it runs out of sun. and that's because it is just purely solar powered. So if it doesn't have solar, it's going to die. The way I've been doing this is quite literally using MechJeb's rover autopilot. It should be 270, so we're heading west. And yeah, just let it go. So now we're going to play a bit of Chase the Sun, and I shall be back when hopefully we have circumnavigated the planet and back at our base. At least that's the idea. So here we are a little while later. 2 hours, almost 2 hours have passed, and I am actually heading a little bit north, heading up to the poles here to get a bit more science, but mainly to try and make my trip around the planet a bit shorter. The sun's getting away from me, and I'm really worried that it's going to set. You can see here it's quite low in the sky, and I am still getting power, but yeah, all in the shadow of things a lot. So, and this battery is actually being charged from these panels at the moment, but yeah, I think it's giving me like an hour or so. It might be perpetual now. Yeah, it's perpetual, but when we're in the shadows, it gives me about an hour. In fact, it dropped to about 15 minutes with the wheels running. But that's not why I'm recording this little segment here, because I think I'll be okay. I think if I head a bit further north, it's obviously quicker heading sort of that way around the planet than it is around there. Short distance, so hopefully I can catch the sun. Could just head directly north and do that. That is tempting, but I really want to go to this crater here because that looks cool. One down there as well, but we'll ignore that one, and I'm going to go here. But yeah, the reason I'm actually recording this is because I've just got a very interesting message. Up here, here, all progress has been fully completed. All game progress has been fully completed, and I don't know quite what that means. It's come just after I've analysed some more stuff. There is an absolute ton of data inside this graph. 2.96 gig. Look at this. Look at all this. Look, madness. And I'm not really sure whether that means I can unlock everything, or that once it's all transmitted I could unlock everything. I don't know. So yeah, but I'm not going to go back and check yet, because as I said, I don't want this to end up occluded by vessel. And now we have 1 hour 28. Yeah, so this is not great. And as we're going up a hill with these engines, they they really drain it. So I need to try and get myself round Duna without them dying. I think it's going to be a problem, if I'm honest with you. I think we'll be okay. I might just turn north. I'll make it up as I go. But yeah, so I don't want to stop, because I don't want to obviously stop and go back and waste a bit of time. But I wonder whether I'm sort of done with the science, which would be interesting. Means we can unlock everything, and we can set our sights onto wonderful, big, ginormous things, like maybe actually finishing the damn base on Duna and looking out to a few other worlds. There's still a few of them I've not been to yet. And after a lot longer journey than I had expected, there is our flag, and here is our base. Don't crash into that. Stop. Stop. Please stop. Yay. Stop. We are back, yes. 4 days, 1 hour and 42 minutes. We finally get here. I did have to completely cut from where you last saw. I pretty much headed straight north, and over here, it was in this canyon here. I just done the Science Fist Canyon. I was going to aim for a crater up here somewhere, but I didn't. I had to travel north and do that, and the sun is going down already. So yeah, this thing could not have travelled across the entire surface of Duna in time. However, I did bring lots of food, which is a good thing. So Food is good, water is not. We have 2 hours worth of water left. It's a bit of a problem, but I don't think it's going to be a major problem because this place is producing water. I'm not sure if this place is still sliding though, is it? Are you sliding? No, you look quite stable. That's okay. Yes, so I think I can get my Kerbals in there and they're going to survive and be fine. Data wise, I got 3.13 gigs and we have been transmitting everything back as well. It's absolute madness just how much is actually going on here. I'm tempted to plug in this craft to the main system here to try and get it to transmit back faster, but I don't want to because then I'd probably lose all the science. There's that weird bug. I think the rover is just going to sit here and transmit stuff on its own, and what I think I'll do is if I plug the craft in and then over to this and plug this one in, which it is. Okay. Apparently not producing water. Why are you not producing water? What is it? Oh, what is it running? Water extraction is running. I wonder if it's because we don't have any ore. Nope, we don't have any ore. Why is that? Can't be producing any more rocket parts. There's no engineers here. Well, that's certainly interesting. Why isn't this working? It's nitrogen, we get electric charge, we are not getting any ore. Oh, our rocket parts are in fact going up even though I have no engineers here. I'm thinking I may stop that. I may stop printing rocket parts. Okay, is that gonna not give us some ore there? I'm just a little bit confused as to what's going on here exactly. Rocket parts aren't going up anymore. My oxygen is going down, which is expected. My metal is going up. Of course. Of course. We need to stop metal refining. Stop. No, monoprop and liquid fuel. They're important, so we're carrying with them. And okay, now we're getting ore. Do I need to stop and start that again? No. Okay, I'm going to figure out exactly what's going on here because this ore should be getting broken down. The water extraction should be extracting it into water. May not work with that in engineering world, so we'll try that as well. But yeah, I'm going to figure this out, and I shall be right back. So the problem has been solved, and I'm a complete idiot. You can see here our water's going up to now, and it turns out that I had to watch that last bit of video back again because I wasn't reading it properly. I had this set to stopped and was expecting water to be coming up, and I needed to be on running. So yeah, I'm an idiot, and everything is floating as well. We've got this is floating. This over here is floating. I do know I've obviously put the legs up on these things, but yeah, whatever these are made of, these rods, they are absolutely amazing. They can withstand the weight of all this greenhouse system here, and they are completely incorporeal because Kerbals can walk through them and vehicles can drive through them, and yeah, they are. We need to just build spaceships out of these. I think that's what we need to do. We need to build all our ships out of these things here. We could probably make a space elevator out of them. It would be fantastic. Yeah, so we are now getting water. Oh, that is going up. That is good. That means my Kerbals are going to survive. I think they've got 3 days of food left. That's the only problem. Oxygen isn't an issue either because we can turn on the system to produce more oxygen. So this has got 194 days left before we can harvest it, so that's not going to be anywhere near ready because we have 3 days. So we're going to have to bring down some more food from our orbital station, which is fine because I want to bring some Kerbals back down again. Not as many as last time. We're going to bring a pilot and probably another engineer, so we'll have 2 of them. Maybe Bill will come back. I don't know, possibly. But Janarina is now happily sat in this craft here, and Elena, is it Elena? Elena is now sat in here in the science pod, just doing the science, and yeah, she's going to be quite happily producing that, and all the resources are getting magically transported over. There is another mod here. You'll see here. There's another mod, a glowing, bubbly thing here. Automated sampler. This is a lifesaver when doing rovers, particularly. Basically, you click it and it goes green and bubbly, and it will, with these settings ticked here, collect all the science for you automatically as you drive around. There was another mod that did it many moons ago that I can't remember the name of now, but this one works and works with Kerbalism. It doesn't collect EVA stuff, you have to do it yourself, but basically I can turn that on and I can tell my rover to go, and it will do everything for you, and you can walk away and let it do its thing. Yeah, and I'm also going to tell you that I have had to reload this rover, I think twice. For the same reason, twice. I've let it go, set it go off, and I've had it on double speed to go. I won't go any faster than that because it does weird things. And I've come back, and the first time I found just the head to the rover, nothing else attached to it, none of these things, no wheels, just the head of it, on an escape trajectory out of the sun. It was travelling at 9 million meters a second, travelling out of the sun. Oof, absolutely gone. Really confused by that one there. And the second time I found most of the rover. It was missing the battery and other bits and pieces. It was all crinkled and cracked, and I don't remember what the plane looked like when we brought it down and I crashed it on landing, and it was all twisted. This happened to that. It was all twisted and mangled and all bits and pieces to do with it, and it was under the surface of Duna. It was down, I think the thing here said like minus 400 meters, so it's twice, it's further down than it is here, and it was just sort of floating. And it's weird. You bring up the menu to show what damage is done, and it just says collided with terrain. So on both occasions I don't know what happened, but it clearly shouldn't have done, because there are no massive cliffs in Duna where this would have fallen over. It's all terrain, it's quite powerful. I'm guessing it was just weird physics bugs that caused it to just spontaneously explode. Rapid unplanned disassembly, I believe, is the official term for that, which I quite like. So yeah, but only twice for the whole, well, not the whole planet. We went around half the planet, and then half of Duna, and then went over the North Pole and came back in. So yeah, but what I need to do is bring down some more food and stuff, and we need to transmit all this science back, and that is going to take a while. Beta. it is transmitting, even though I can't right click and find the data. Interesting. Because there's no crew in there. There's no one actually in the pod. He's in the science place. But yeah, that's transmitting back, so I've got to wait for that to do its thing. I'm going to bring down some more engineers so that we can get some more rocket parts being printed. And finally get this base going. That's the idea. I've got some idea for some big changes. It's very laggy. The frame rate's very bad because of the amount of parts I've got. I'm thinking if I can shrink that down, which I know I can do by doing things like this and welding bits together, then we could get a sort of semi-base going and get it self-sufficient, because that's the idea. I want this to be a solid colony on Duna that is completely self-sufficient. So once we get these harvesters going and they can produce more food than we're using, happy days. Then we need to look into doing something else, which will depend on how much science we got. I'm really hoping we've kind of got all of it. And so we skip ahead another Duna day, and Jeb, Bill and Bob are on their way back down to the base. I decided to come in pretty much the same as always, and once again completely overshoot the target. But a quick manoeuvre around with surprisingly losing a bit more speed than I expected, we get ourselves back on target and line ourselves up for a landing. And that landing, well, it goes better than it ever has done before. We didn't lose anything on the plane, but it wasn't exactly smooth. Which just leaves a little bit of a taxi over to our base. And here we are, finally arrived. But unfortunately, that's pretty much all we got time for in this episode. I have been saying for a number of episodes that we're going to get this base done, and I've been distracted by the bits and pieces, and not a lot's happened. So what I'm going to do between this episode and the next one is actually build this base. That's the idea. This episode is a week late. That's because of issues going on. But yeah, I'm going to build the base between this episode and the next one, and then we'll come back to having a somewhat working base. I will record parts of it and show it off, so yeah, but that's the idea. So there's going to be no more mucking about, no more doing this, doing the other. I'm going to wait for that transport, that data in the science rover to transmit, and then we can get on with it and hopefully be a bit happier, because not a lot is happening at the moment, and it would be nice to actually get something done. We have 1 day worth of food. That's because it's split between all our Kerbals, but that's okay. I'll figure that one out as well. As I said, I may build a small ship to just go up and down, maybe with a food container. It doesn't have to be massive. Just essentially a food container with an engine. That would probably work. And a probe, maybe. But yeah. So that's the plan. And next time I see you, this won't be here, and we'll have something a lot better, hopefully. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope to see you again next time, and until then, as always, have fun.